Okay, so this is a really quick video on how to hack ChatGPT to write 100x better content. This isn't a set of prompts. This isn't anything like that. This is a full system that I use for a bunch of our 6 to 7 figure clients to write hundreds of short form content scripts in a matter of minutes. This isn't, again, some prompting system or something basic that you've already used would generate very generic scripts. It generates very specific scripts to those clients' needs and also things that actually attract a good audience and are fundamentally good scripts. Now, why this works is basically because of two things which most people fail to understand, and this is what ChatGPT or any AI model actually needs. It's two things. It's specific fundamental information and contextual information, which results in writing great stuff. So what that means is specific fundamental information is generally and the fundamentals of how to write a good short form content script. So in this case, or whatever you're writing. So what that would be is the fundamental rules, the hook, the body, the CTA, how it's structured, examples of that, and just how to write that. You can use resources that you like. You can use YouTube tutorials, convert them into transcripts, add them as a guide and feed that into ChatGPT, as well as contextual information. This is specific information about your business, your client's business, their ICP, the audience, so that it can combine the fundamentals it knows and the specific information about your business to write really good scripts and convert that into attention that converts into dollars. Now, I'm going to go over how you can set this up really simply with custom GPTs, and this is a system that actually 100x your results really quickly. I've actually already set this up. I'm going to go over how it's set up and how you can set it up on your own end as well. So basically, you want to come in over here and go into the custom GPT section. I'll link it below, but it's simple enough to find when you go into the ChatGPT model. You just go to custom GPTs and click on create. And there are basically 4 things that you can do. You can name it, you can add a description, you can add instructions, and you can add knowledge bases. So the name and description is just whatever you want. The main things that matter are the instructions and the knowledge base. So the instructions are you telling ChatGPT what it is, how it needs to act, the process it needs to follow. And then knowledge base is the knowledge or the context that you're giving it for it to follow those instructions and complete the tasks that it needs. So it's just basically a combination of those two things. And you can be really creative with this. With the knowledge base, you're actually adding the fundamental knowledge that I was talking about, the first part, right? You're adding pieces of information that tell it how it can actually write. You basically treat it as an intern, and probably the world's most intelligent intern, that you tell it something once and it does it every day without being needed to be paid or eat or drink or sleep or whatever. And then you give it instructions on how to use that. How does that fit into your process? So I'm going to go over how this works for specifically content writing, and then I'm going to give you all of this as well, and how you can actually feed it. So basically, these are the instructions. You're an expert short form content writer. Your job is to write highly engaging, shareable educational scripts for short form content for my content. And then this just goes over the structure. Then I kind of tell it what the knowledge base is. So you will need to utilize the spreadsheet called the short form content vault, which has a ton of scripts there that did well. And then beyond this, you will also have access to other resources that will help you write better short form content scripts. And then you will have specific information about my business and the context that I want to serve, so that you can write for me essentially. And what I've actually done is I've fed it 2 things in the knowledge base, right? So I've fed it a whole vault of 40 scripts divided into the hook, body, CTA of short form scripts, so that it knows what a good short form script looks like. And then I've actually taken the content section of $100 million leads and put it over here in the knowledge base as well, for it to understand that fundamental information. Now you can add anything to it. I'll link whatever. I'll actually link this GPT so that you can just use it straight away. But this is the fundamental information. Now you want to add the specific contextual information, for which what I'd suggest you do is basically answer or make a content blueprint for yourself. So what I've done is, this is an example of a content blueprint that we have for one of our clients, in which it just gives a whole description of the ICP, the pain points, the sort of terms and the slang that they use within their niche as well. And that's what we kind of use to base this whole thing off. How you want to use this is, now this whole GPT is trained on the fundamental information. Now you want to add the contextual information and then get on to writing the script. So I'm going to give you guys an example of that as well. Here it is. I will add this prompt over here as well. This will help you add the content blueprint. So here are my content blueprint answers to give you an in-depth guide. Please just go through this, and I've just told it to reply done once it understands. And I fed it the whole content blueprint over here. Once it goes through that, it understands, and then I've told it to write scripts, and this is an example of the scripts that it's written. They're pretty much almost usable straight off the bat. Sometimes you might need to ramp it up, but basically it's just that. It's just a combination of the content fundamentals, the fundamental knowledge on how to write content, and then your specific information. So I'm going to give you guys the prompts. I'm going to give you guys the link to this GPT so that you can use it, and then you can just add in, make a document of your own content blueprint, which is, I'll give you guys a quick guide on what that should be as well below. You can just fill that out, give ChatGPT this, and then just get it to write scripts. And then use whatever you want in the fundamental knowledge. If you guys want access to the vault of the scripts that I have, let me know, and you can pretty much add anything to that. It just depends on your creativity, but this is just a framework that I use to basically hack and 100x ChatGPT to write content.